Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Happy Easter for those who celebrate. And we really appreciate you being here. Hello, Brandon. Hello, Michelle.
Hi. Happy Easter,
everybody.
Yes, we're so happy that you guys are here. We're happy that you joined us on this, I guess, holiday. So it's sometimes it's kind of hard to, get people on holidays. So we'll see how this goes, right? Brandon, how are you doing?
Pretty good. Was doing little Easter egg hunts for the kiddos this morning, and my niece was very excited to search for her basket. So excited that she burst into the room this morning, making sure that I got up because she was ready to find them. So that was adorable. And those are those little moments that, that I don't get if I'm not visiting family. I don't have family currently where I live, so I make the effort to go. And everybody, reminds me these are those little moments that you want to savor. And so I absolutely am. I love being around that energy and to just see the pure joy, in a child's face who has a belief in something is really, it really is something you can't ever replicate. It's completely authentic, and you know how we talk about authenticity a lot. Well, that obviously stands out to me quite strong, and it warms my heart. It's absolutely adorable. So hopefully if you all have kiddos and you celebrate, that you're seeing those same beautiful looks, because it's a wonder.
Something. I thought the Easter Bunny was real.
Yeah, like Brandon, thanks for ruining it for Michelle. I appreciate that.
Wow.
You know how many hours I'm going to have to spend now explaining this all to her?
I didn't say the Easter Bunny wasn't real.
So funny story, when Michelle was little, and Megan, my other daughter, we didn't do this so much for Andreas, my son, because he was sort of in this, this stuff doesn't exist. So I don't know why you're even why are you I could not pull the wool over this kid's eyes, right? But with Michelle when she was little, it was so cute. So what we used to do is I used to take my fingers like this, and I used to make bunny tracks coming into the house and delivering the so I would have paint on both of my fingers. Here I am in their finger paints, right? Like I'm those dollar store freaking, $1 paint sets or whatever. And I'm trying to rub my hands and I'm making little rabbit marks all over the house. And for a while there, we did a few Easter egg hunts, but they were never that eventful because we don't have a huge house. So it was really kind of hard to hide stuff. But it was also a matter of usually me the hour before they were awake, kind of running around trying to figure stuff out. But it was but yeah, I used to make these little bunny marks all over the place. And when Santa was coming, of course we did the Santa stuff and rang the bell. But I have a funny story in regards to, some of these things. And so when my middle one, by this point, Michelle was kind of she was very easygoing when it came to Santa, the Easter Bunny, the Tooth Fairy. Hey, she was cool about it. She was whatever. Although I do remember her telling me that one year I got her to wrap presents for her sister and I said, just write Santa on them. And I said,
we
I remember
both knew that I knew by then. It was a real talk kind of moment. It was I said, you need some help. I'll make it a good Christmas for all of us. I was actually really appreciative.
Mom, thanks for ruining it for me.
Of the practical, I was more happy to help.
It was, but when my when Megan was little, I remember I was watching this movie. I can't remember the name of it now, but it was about the Tooth Fairy, and the Tooth Fairy it was a horror movie, and the Tooth Fairy, when you turned 12 and you lost your last tooth, she would come in and suck your soul away or something like this. And this was the scene that she decided to walk out into the living room where I was watching this movie. So the look on her face was just oh my God. And then she was crying. she was just burst out into tears. I mean, this was late at night, so of course you think it's safe to watch this movie. You know, you're not going to traumatize anyone. Well, no, I was apparently wrong. I did traumatize her. And she was like, please tell me the tooth fairy isn't real. Please let the tooth fairy be you. Just tell me everything. Please just tell me it all.
That's a good movie. You should rewatch that one.
Is that Darkness Falls? Is that
yeah,
the
I
name
think
of it?
it was.
Yeah. I used to like that.
Yeah.
I bought it at some point, and I thought it was hilarious after a while. I'm sure I watched it a few times. I'm like, oh, this is funny, but it was really good when it first came out.
It was a good show. Like, it really was a good show. And, you know, for a horror movie, right? Like, they're never creative or anything like that. They're all kind of the same thing, run and hide or whatever, right?
Exactly. Are y'all like really into horror movies? Because I've noticed that they just are not what they used to be.
Yeah.
They're getting lamer by the production every single time.
Well, they're repeats, right? So, you know,
it's just the same story.
Just a new serial killer with like a whole new style
twist.
Twist.
But you know, I guess it's harder to make a horror story that's scarier than reality that's happening right now.
Yeah, exactly. So, but it was. I actually just want to address everybody in the chat today, because we really appreciate you guys coming on. I hope I don't miss anybody's name. Abenita, I hope I'm saying your name right. Hey, hello, how are you? I'm Mini-Me and Nami. Thank you so much. Nami, I really appreciate you. Giving my name to your sister. It was a pleasure to meet her. It was a pleasure doing a reading for her. Thank you so much for doing that. And I'm really glad to hear that it helped a lot. And who are we missing here? Aliyah? Hello, honey. How are you? And I think Kay's in here as well today, and Miguel. So am I getting everybody? I hope so. Oh, Deepika, I hope I'm saying everybody's name right. So hello to everybody. Thank you so much for being here. And please remember, you guys, please click like, please subscribe to the channel. It really does help. And what else is going on? It's been a crazy week for us. If everybody could still send my mom some prayers, we would truly appreciate it. She's in the hospital. She broke her hip about 10 days ago. I think it's been 10 days in the hospital. And from what we understand, it's going to be a long haul. So we do appreciate those prayers and positive vibes and thoughts and whatever it is that you like to send people. We accept it with open hearts. Absolutely. Hi, Dazzled. How are you? So yeah, it's been a long week. It's been a hard week, and we're getting through it. So we really do appreciate all that love and support, as Michelle just said. So in the chat, I think that's it that I have to talk about today. How about you, Brandon? How are you doing?
Good. I've been just talking with people, talking a lot more about astrology lately, and I don't know how you all feel about this. I don't know if this is like a sketchy area for some people, but going back to just family, being around nieces and nephews and stuff, I like to do their charts when they're young, and especially when they're born. And for me, I remember thinking years ago when I first learned about astrology that if I had kids, I'm absolutely going to run their chart right away and kind of watch how they fit into it, not to mold them from it, because in the off chance that something was off, I'm not trying to force them into some definition that they don't identify with, but just to see how it plays out and to be able to guide on certain ideas or drives. These are things that we can totally see in a natal chart. And so I've been doing that with the kiddos and looking at what expression comes out. Like my niece, she has Mercury in Gemini, and I have Mercury in Gemini, and so I know that is a smart person, smart cookie, that the brain works quite quickly and well. And so I see also, I can definitely have some sass and attitude in my words and language and personality, and I can see me. What, me?
What?
And I can totally see it in her, and it's fun to observe. It's fun to look at that. So I've been just kind of doing more astrology, and also looking into more human life design. So it's been a little bit of an exploration for me. I've been studying the human life design astrology for, I don't know, the better part of 15 years here, and I've really been opening up into trying to get alternative means of messages or new steps in what I'm supposed to be doing. And one of the things that I have been called to while I've been here on Oahu are these healing stones that are here. They're like called the wizard stones.
Okay.
And so I went and checked those out yesterday, and there's definitely a palpable energy that you can like sense. But what I noticed is when I went up to these stones, it's in like a really busy public populated area. And what I noticed is it seemed like it had this like cap over the stones, and I'm not talking physical. There was like this energetic cap, like a barricade almost, or a block, where it sealed in all of this energy into the stone. It has like a metal fencing around it, and so I obviously didn't want to cross it and end up with some kind of Hawaiian curse or something for going somewhere I'm not supposed to. But you could definitely feel the energy kind of radiating off of it, and it just kind of triggered this remembrance in me about what I do and who I am, and I'm absolutely a healer. And the way that I go about that is in so many different ways. Being a clinical hypnotherapist, doing the psychic work, it's all encompassing the way that I help people, which is emotionally uplifting. And that's a sense of healing. I'm helping people to heal their emotions. And so it kind of triggered this full circle thing for me of when I was, really young and figuring out, oh, I'm supposed to be here to help people. And I didn't know in what capacity I would. And all I had to do was talk with people, and it started to pour out. So I think it's really important for all of us to remember that following those, and we say this all the time, following those little instincts, it's not just something that's going to make your life feel like, oh, I feel like I'm in alignment, I feel like I'm in harmony. It clicks for you with all other people, and it spells out more honestly than most people even imagine. That's where the whole name, the dream teacher, even came from, to inspire that within other people. And in turn, I was also inspired. So it should always come full circle. When you're in something that's in alignment or harmonious, you should feel that sense of full circle. And if it's not, that means you have a couple more steps to go, maybe, to get to that moment. But it's just important we all remember that. And something as simple as, something that came to me so simple was just talking to others. And now it's as if that simplicity has translated into a complex arrangement of things that I offer with people, or I connect with people. And it's something I do all the time. That's why we like doing these shows here, to be able to give back, to connect, and to show that it literally is this simple, to connect at a soul level. You just got to follow what you feel. I think I'll say that every single show, because it's such an important message to be able to follow those instincts. I know we say it a lot, but it really is super important. And like Kathy and I were saying months ago on other shows, right now, especially because information is so muddied, you have to be able to have some kind of internal compass or instinct to be able to know, okay, is this going to be right for me or not? And we're seeing that pop up, with lots of different political, societal, even public health conditions. We're seeing that there's so much mixed information. We got to follow what is right for us. But that also doesn't mean to diminish anybody else's choices either, right? If you don't fully agree with it, just accept that that's where they are and who they are and how they are. And it doesn't make them any more or less of a person. It just shows you where they are in their journey, and that's all you have to do is accept it. So I will say it every show probably, and I will not be ashamed to do so.
So I find that it's basically about synchronicity too, right? A lot of people don't really recognize synchronicities, and they'll be like, oh, I was thinking of this person, all of a sudden they called. That's a synchronicity right there. Or, I want a sign. A lot of people will sometimes say, I want a sign towards something, and but they're not, but they're, a lot of people kind of put it into the realm of, well, it's got to be like a feather, because a lot of, here's the thing is, we do hear, through YouTube or, maybe other spiritualists or whatever, they'll be like, oh, if this big white feather lands on your lap, well, then that's your sign. But these signs are so small. They can be very minute. I mean, I remember driving one day and I was asking a question to myself, and literally in front of me, it was like this car moved out of the way. So I'm driving, and this car all of a sudden, I asked a question in my head, and this car literally slid to the left, and the car in front of that had this big license plate with pretty much my answer right there. And it was like, one of those custom license plates. And I'm like, dude, like, seriously, this is, there it is, right? I mean, it can be a license plate. It can be one of the things, though, that I do suggest to people when you're asking for a sign is make it, if you're looking for a specific sign, like a lot of people will say, well, I don't know if that was a sign. Chances are, if you have to question it, it probably was a sign because you paid attention to it in the first place. So go with that. Like if you've paid attention to something, if something was in your field of sight or mind or physical body or spiritual element in some way, and it landed in front of you and somehow or appeared in front of you or appeared, within your realm, chances are that was a sign. But one of the things that I like to tell people or suggest to people is you can make it specific, but here's the trick behind that is make it something that is not within your normal purview. So let's say, for instance, a lot of people will say, well, I want to see a bird. Okay, well, if I look out my window, I could probably count 10 magpies. So do I count that as a sign? Well, let's make it more specific. Let's make it a red bird, right? I don't get a lot of red birds. I get hundreds of magpies and crows. So I'm going to say a red bird. But here's the other thing is, let's say you live in Antarctica, the chances of you seeing a red bird, because that might kill the red bird to actually come into Antarctica, that's probably not going to be, a logical thing to put in there. I mean, we're not saying that God can't create that, but at the same time, are you hurting something because of doing that, right?
Right.
So that's where we start to pay attention to. It might appear on the internet. You could be scrolling.
Right.
It could be
somebody sends you a card or something.
Right. Like it could be on the billboard, or it could be in a store.
Well, this
right?
you're making me remember something that happened last night. Now, I don't think this was fully a sign. I think this is more an example of like intuition. But I was sitting there and my nephew woke up, and I told my sister that I would get my nephew in the middle of the night shift to, feed, change bottle, etc. And I was sitting there and I went upstairs, I grabbed him, I started feeding him, and I was looking all around for the diaper basket, and I could not find it anywhere. And I'm like, oh, it might still be downstairs, and I've got him in the dark room. I don't want to bring him out into the open house where there's lights and everything and totally wake him up. And so I just sat down and started feeding him. And I was sitting there, and it made me laugh so much. There's the baby monitor, that's in there. And so I was like, Heidi, if you can hear this, please bring up the diaper basket. Not 2 seconds. Literally, as I finish the word basket, the door opens and she's right there with the basket. I'm like, oh my God, did I just manifest it? It literally was like magic. It was so cool. And my mouth was just like, I'm like, did you hear me? She's like, no, I saw it. And so I came upstairs. So she was already upstairs. She didn't even hear that on the baby monitor. I was just like, whoa, that was cool. But like, that kind of stuff happens when you're open up to your own intuition.
Oh, yeah.
That stuff happens all the time.
not very, a couple years ago, I was asking something, and I was sort of, making a decision, should I do this or should I do that? And then I thought,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, if I should do this, I want to see, and I'm thinking, well, what can I create? Like, what can I ask for that I'm not going to see, if I walk out my front door? So I said, I want to see a trout. It's a trout. I live in the prairies. I might see a bunny or a chicken or a goose or something. I'm not going to say chicken. I don't see chickens very often, but a goose or something. But, I'm not going to see a trout, right? I'd actually have to make a physical trip to see a trout. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna somehow, some way, a trout will appear if I'm supposed to do this one particular thing. So I decided, you know what? Because one of the best ways when we ask for a sign is one of the best things to do is to remove our focus off of the question. So go do, because we've asked a question. Let your guides, let the universe take care of that question now. Okay, like you've given it. You handed it over. You don't need to stress about it anymore. For me personally, maybe not for everybody, but one of the ways that I tend to remove things off of my mind, I know a lot of women will go cleaning or men will go cleaning or whatever it is, but me, I'll play a video game sometimes. Okay. So I'll sit down, start playing a video game. So I thought, okay, best way for me to take my mind off of this at this point in time, I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to play Zelda. I'm going to put my focus into Zelda. as Michelle knows, Zelda is the family game. We are a little Zelda obsessed. We're just going to say that. But so here I am.
The first time I played that was on Easter.
I'm literally like 5 minutes into the game, of this session that I'm playing. And my character, I made him go fishing. He jumps in, he grabs a trout. And I'm just like, and this is a very rare fish in this particular game. There's a lot of other fish, but it's not a common fish in this particular game. You actually have to kind of, search for it and maybe kind of thing. And so there it was. And I was like, oh, okay, well, there is my answer, because it's not like I'm going to walk outside my front door and see a fish flopping on the sidewalk, so, right? So there you go. That's my answer. I'm going to take it as it is and go with that. Yeah, we've been a little Zelda obsessed ever since since the girls were little. It was funny. Right, Michelle?
Since Ocarina of Time. Yeah, for sure.
Ocarina of Time. We actually used to sit there for a whole weekend. And it would be like a hot dog weekend. Literally, that's all we ate was like hot dogs. And we would sit there and play Zelda like for the entire weekend. Like,
wow.
Literally, like, get up, make a hot dog, here, keep playing. And we would finish the whole game sometimes in like an entire weekend, right? Like the three of us. Yeah. I love what Denise says here. She's like, I asked for a pink car. So there you go. I mean, it's a rare thing, but at the same time, it is something that if it appears in your preview, what your sight line or your realm, again, I'm just going to say realm, then yeah, take it as a sign, right? And it's just kind of a little trick, and it really helps because it helps you get into that place of more synchronicity. And the thing is when you acknowledge the synchronicity, more synchronicity appears. So it's once we look at something and we stop the doubting and we stop the, was it not? I don't know if I should believe, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. Once we're doing that, we're kind of doubting the universe. So, kind of just sit there and go into that. I'm just really grateful thank you for giving me the sign, and then move on, and you'll notice more synchronicities coming. So it's yeah,
they add on to each other, they compound, and
they really do.
Start spelling things out for you. It's like how they're so easy to miss. Those little signs, those little moments are so easy to miss or to dismiss. Be like, no, that's just how things. It's just my brain playing tricks on me. And yes, your brain is powerful, but you have other things that make you up that are more powerful than just the brain. The brain's just a computer. It's just a tool, you know. It's not everything. It's just a conduit for what you really are experiencing reality and experiencing life. And you know, there's a group I was in, and they're like asking, I can't remember exactly the question. I think they were talking about like why, I looked in the mirror and I saw death. I saw myself as death. And the majority of comments, including my own, was that life and death are one in the same. You know, they're the same experience, just different moments on a linear timeline, but you're still essentially that same essence of a being. And that kind of triggered this beautiful little profound thread that I was observing other people saying along the same gist as I was and others. And it was really cool to see these little branches. The way that I saw it in my own mind was there was the roots of the question, and then all these little branches that supported this tree growing up to its potential. And that just reminds me of how things grow in the brain, and why one of the most beautiful, I think, meditation things, and the one I use every single time to connect, is the tree analogy, where it kind of roots in the ground from root chakra, and then all the little branches grow up through the body and out the brain and up into the cosmos. And it's such a good analogy, because essentially we are like trees, right? We are like plants, and how we work. I'm pretty even sure people ingest chlorophyll. I think that's a thing. I think that's absolutely a thing. I think people do that. It's basically, you know, plant food. And if we're essentially plants, it probably does wonders for health. I do know that it does actually a lot of good stuff for lung health, for lungs and breathing, respiratory health. Which could be important right now, since, you know, there is a respiratory disease floating around.
Yes. So I think maybe it would be safe for us to start opening up. Michelle, I know Michelle has been taking all of your questions and putting them into a list. So I'm just, before we get into the readings, though,
ooh, Denise.
I see this. My ears start ringing.
I feel like I should do a little meditation with everybody. What do you think?
Yeah, we could do that for sure. Let's just I just wanted to say before we get into the readings. So before we get into the readings, we'll let Brandon, I think that would be a great idea to do a meditation. In the playlist, if you guys look down, I did do a reading. This is a timeless reading. I did do a reading for both the masculine and the feminine, and it is a pick a card reading. So, you know, maybe after the show, go in and watch it, pick a card. All of the timelines are down in the description box for it. It was a really, I loved it, because I don't know if you guys have watched my readings when I've done some of my YouTube readings. And it's funny because I'll hear something in my mind, and, you know, it is confirmed for the audience with an oracle or a tarot card or something like that. And it usually always happens. And it's like, you know, this is what is supposed to be told, you know, to the audience that's watching. And if anybody does want a personal reading with me, you can contact me through Oracle Intuitions, either through Facebook or on my Instagram, and also at my website at oracleintuitions.com. And I believe, Brandon, you can give your information as well, where people can reach you.
Yeah, personally, you can reach me at thedreamteacher.com. Set up appointments, book downloads, purchase those as well. And the other thing I want to share is, if you like the meditation, it'll be brief and simple. But if you like the meditation we're about to do, consider joining on the Patreon page, where I can do all sorts of different meditations there. I'll be doing live events or even videos you can click on just at your own leisure here. So consider joining that. I'll post the link in the chat here.
Perfect.
All right. So if you don't mind, Kathy, I just want to do a quick little grounding one with that tree. Definitely seems like Denise her guides are telling her that she needs some kind of meditation. But I always do this before I give readings anyway, so I figure I'll just share it with you all,
Okay.
so you can feel and sense that process. Okay, so if you're familiar with the chakra systems, we're going to be focusing on the root chakra and the crown chakra. And then if you're a very visual person, just allow, when we send energy up through the spine, just allow it to activate each and all of the chakras. I might not name and point every single one of them out, just because, I mean, when I do it quite quickly because I constantly do it all the time, and I'm, used to it. My being knows exactly what it feels like and knows where to go and trigger. So I'll walk it through a little bit, but if you are aware of the chakra system, just kind of allow those to all become activated through this process. Okay, so if you can and you are safe to do so, just go ahead, close your eyes, sit comfortably if you can, sit upright. And what I want you to do is kind of put all your attention right at the root chakra, like right at the tailbone. Kind of put your attention there. And what I want you to imagine is take a nice in-breath first, breathe in through your nose, and hold that breath briefly. And what I want you to do is imagine at the root chakra this red sphere of energy. And as you exhale, I want you to imagine slowly roots coming from that sphere and forcing themselves into the grounds. Allow them to just grow as if, you can imagine a time-lapse video of roots growing deep into the earth's crust. Deep as you possibly can go, and you can feel the sense of vibration, like the pulse in your own body, that blood. Imagine kind of that lava interior that's within the earth. As it gets warmer, the deeper you go. Allow that energy to just draw up through those roots, right all the way up into the body, into that root chakra, and kind of dispel all up through the spine and branching out through each artery, each vein. Taking a nice deep breath, and send that breath push your roots even further down into the ground. Feel that pulsing connection with the earth. Now, on your next inhale, what I want you to do is I want you to do the root lock, where you squeeze that pubic, that bottom part of your body, squeeze that area and pull up from the earth and into the body. Take in that nice deep in breath. Hold that lock, hold that root lock, and then slowly exhale and just release and calm and relax. Now I want you to do root lock, and this time I want you to send your consciousness up from your crown as high as you can imagine. On a nice big in-breath, send that consciousness up into the sky as high as you can imagine. Pull the root lock, send it high. Imagine as if the branches and trunk of the tree are extending past the atmosphere of the earth. See that tree literally out into space. Hold that breath, hold that root lock if you can, and just feel what it feels like in this lingering space. And slowly exhale, bring that energy down from sky into body, where sky and ground meet, right where you are, right at heart chakra. Taking a nice breath here for just a moment. Feel yourself being connected as above and below. And rest here in the middle, as that is our experience as being human. Part of the earth and part of the sky, meeting in the middle as one on this plane. Beautiful. Oh. Rest here as long as you wish. Breathe into that space right in the middle. It's a beautiful space where we all exist, right in that middle line. That's why I kind of like the word medium, because it really explains exactly, what's happening, right? You're getting that higher experience, or so it seems, making it real on the ground. And you're kind of that medium middle place.
Thank you so much for doing that, Brandon. I appreciate it. Give me 2 seconds. I heard while we were doing the meditation, I actually lost concentration for a second because I heard Amazon at the door. So give me 1 second. And we can start getting into the readings and stuff, but just give me 1 minute. I will be right back, guys.
All right.
Turn off my camera for a second. Hang on. Sorry, guys. One second.
It's always so difficult to meditate when we have distractions around. But I think that's also a good sign or symptom that you're training your brain or even just your imagination well, is when you can meditate in the midst of distraction. One of the things I did when I lived in New York is I went to Times Square, very, very busy, bright, loud place. And I sat in meditation in a specific spot in Times Square where I can still visualize and see it in my mind. And it's as if, doing that gave me like this stamp, and I feel like I'm always connected to that, either that moment or that area. And I can kind of sense that energy there. And I was able to meditate even amidst that chaos. So it's always important, I think, to practice. You should always be able to find a way to center yourself in the midst of peace, in the midst of chaos. We should all have that knowledge of how to get into that state of mind, that moment. Because really what you're doing is you're just opening yourself up to how connected you are to everything around you. When you close your eyes, you don't see anything. You have to sense it. You really have to use your senses to be able to navigate and move around. That's why I really like lots of different stories where people who are blind, they have to overcome, so many different obstacles, but they always seem to have some sort of extra sensory thing where they are able to gain insight that others do not have. And I remember writing a song about this years ago. What was it? It was not when I lose sense of time. I think it was a line in that song actually, and it was like, if you are stuck in a world starting with dimension 3, there's more to life than what you see with those eyes, or something like that. I can't fully remember. This was many years ago, and I was telling y'all a few shows ago, I was like, oh yeah, I thought Dream Teacher was going to be this lyricist or this singer or something. But I wrote that a long time ago. And it's like, there's more to life than what you can see with your physical eyes. There's a lot more going on there. So I find those kind of stories amazing because, when you close your eyes, I don't know if y'all did this. I don't know if you did this, Michelle, but I would close my eyes when I was little and I would like push on them and I would start to see all sorts of like weird
all the time.
I did that
shapes.
too.
Yeah. I was like playing with
really
stuff. I'm like, is this another realm? Is this like somewhere else? I'm seeing these
I still do that
veins and
sometimes.
stars. Oh yeah, me too, all the time.
I was also that kid in the tub or whatever that would make potions and shit, like with the shampoos and conditioners and whatever. My mom hated it because I was always wasting stuff, but I was like, I was always trying different, like the eyes, like you said, just seeing different things, or even I find too is that I don't know if anyone else experiences this, because I've brought it up to people and I've had like people just look at me and they're like, no, I just go to bed. I just go to sleep. And I'm like, okay. As soon as I close my eyes to go to sleep, I get like thousands of images. Like it can go anywhere from like, I've seen like a samurai to, like different ancient lands, to different people, to just things that it's like it could take me anywhere. And but that's just before I'm falling asleep. And I brought it up to people and they just look at me like, yeah, no. So I thought, well, maybe there's something wrong with my brain, but I don't know, which could be, but but that's that's how I go to sleep. It's like thousands of different images. I just kind of let myself go. And then someone explained, this was years ago. Somebody explained, well, maybe you're astral traveling. And I thought, oh, Okay,
Hmm.
there's an idea,
Mhm.
there's a concept, why, who's to say I'm not? Who's to say I don't know what I'm doing? But this is, it's like the weirdest things because I'll see people that I don't know. Like I said, ancient lands, I could be, I've even been like the animal, like an animal, a particular animal, and I'll see like their point of
Oh,
view.
that's so cool.
Yeah, and this is like just as I'm falling asleep. And yeah, or even sometimes, especially if I'm taking a nap, if I just if I happen to close my eyes and take a nap, those are the most vivid dreams
They
ever.
are. They're
Yeah,
so intense. I haven't taken a
yeah,
nap in a very long time, but you are absolutely spot on. Because that was the one time I was able to like, it was the first time I was able to fully recognize that I was lucid dreaming. I was aware that I was in a dream and it was from a nap. Those are just like, it's like they're the most
right.
potent moments for that stuff to happen.
Absolutely. Like it's pretty crazy. Like I'll just
Oh,
be,
so cool.
off I go, whatever. Um, and some of the most bizarre images come up, but they're also very profound images. They're usually, again, the
Hmm.
answers to what it is that I'm seeking, but you need to quiet that mind in order to do
Hmm.
so, right? So,
Yeah.
mhm. Um, so we did get a donation. So we're just going to, talk about this a little bit. So first of all, for those that are seeking a reading, make sure that you've clicked the subscribe button. Okay. You need to be a subscriber to the channel in order to receive a free reading. We have talked about, like the whole karma thing before. So please don't click subscribe and then unsubscribe just so you can get that free reading, because this is like an energy exchange. So, and in order for us to keep providing, the readings and stuff like that, we are trying to get the subscriber, amount up. Also click like, because again, this shows on the YouTube algorithm. We do take questions. Okay, so people who have donations are not necessary in order to receive a reading. But what those donations do is they do bump you up onto the top of the list, because the rest of the readings, or the rest of the people asking for a reading, it is going to be in a lottery. So maybe, Brandon, you could explain how that lottery works for people?
So lottery is essentially, exactly what you imagine. We'll put you, once you ask your question, we'll put you on a list. Your name is associated with a number. So I'll use a random number generator to generate what number is going to come up. I have no control over it. I just click a button and it tells me which number comes up based on the amount of people that are here for that day. So even if you show up at the beginning of the show or at the end of the show, if you've got your question and you've got a number, you are on the list and you have an equal chance as everybody else to be able to win a reading. So again, if you don't feel like you want to wait, make sure you do wait and listen for your number. But if you don't want to, donations are still accepted. Again, we very much appreciate it. And then I'll put you right at the top of the list. So if you do have some kind of pressing question, maybe the lottery list might not be the best option for you, and donating, again, there's no required amount. We appreciate any donation or any energy exchange that you put with us. It all goes right back into the show. So we appreciate you being here. And we know that some people, they feel more pressed, like they need to know the answer to the question. Others, we're just here for fun too, because, that's all part of it. It's fun looking into this realm for other people. Kathy and I love being able to do it and give back to you all. So again, we just appreciate you being here. So if you're on that lottery list, be sure to listen in for your number, but we've got your name and number associated. We'll call your name out also.
Yes, absolutely. We did receive a donation already, and this is from Naomi and also Miguel. So we are going to start with them. Michelle, do you have Naomi's question ready at all?
So Naomi, I actually do not have her question ready. I'm sorry.
Actually, I think I found it here. If do you want me to read it off? Or?
Yeah, you read that one off. I do have Miguel's question afterward, of course, but yeah.
Okay. So Naomi is Pisces, and she's just wanting a general reading today to see if we have any messages from her guides. Yeah, just give me a second here to kind of tap into the energy, if you don't mind. Okay. Nami, I don't know if this has to do. Was it? You might need to clarify. You're the one looking for a ranch or like an acreage, I believe it was. Is that correct? Because I keep getting shown. I keep seeing like a country road or a. When you're driving, I don't even know if this is, I don't know where you are, in the States, but, there are some areas where you're driving down the road, it's like full of gravel or whatever, and you might see the little picket fences or the white fences and stuff like that. I get a real feeling of home coming through. It's like a feeling of coming home or being at home or starting to feel at home within yourself, within your body, maybe perhaps within your spiritual self, but it feels like there's a really strong sense of comfort that's going on here, or at least the beginning of a sense of comfort in some way. It feels like, it's wild. You've got these trees on this side, I almost want to say literally a forest. I'm wondering if was this you that we saw something like this for last week, because this is coming through really strong. And are you looking for a new vehicle? Because I literally had this feeling about a vehicle as well, something new coming through. So I don't know if that's been a something that you've been also thinking about investing in, or if this is a question that you've had on your mind in regards to a vehicle. So I just see your question now. Do you feel or see this happening this year, or any kind of time frame? I hear something about June. I don't know if this is when you're going to actually purchase, or if you're starting to look, or it. But I'm feeling like a contract of some sort coming through, because I see you signing papers. Dang. Was this you last week? I don't know. I'm literally seeing papers, like you signing something. I'm hearing June or July. There could be a delay within this. Not a delay because of a delay, like something going wrong. It might be just a matter of somebody that needs to move out of a place first. It might just be a delayed moving date of some sort. But I feel like the contract or something along that line. Oh, you said Miguel would get a vehicle last week, and he didn't even ask that. He was thinking about it, and you caught. Oh, okay. Okay. Because I literally just kept seeing a new vehicle, or something about a vehicle, or, trying to maybe purchase a new vehicle, or, I just hear a vehicle, like a new vehicle of some sort. So that's actually kind of wild. Is Miguel, is this your partner? But what I keep feeling, you might get a different size of land than what you're looking for in some way. When I say that, this feels larger. I mean, I could be wrong, right? Maybe it's small, a little smaller or whatever, but I feel like this could be I'm seeing a large size of land, like maybe more than an acre. I feel like this would be enough to have a huge, not just the garden, but maybe even some sort of animals that you want. It feels bigger is what I'm getting. So what I'm feeling is if you're not quite happy with the land, maybe wait. Okay. If you how sometimes, you'll see something come along and you'll be like, should I make maybe should I make an offer on this? I feel like you need to go to the land. And if you're not feeling 100% on it, don't do it. Okay. Like, don't feel like you need to work under pressure in some way, because it feels like you need to kind of just wait in some degree. So if you get to the land and you feel like it's home, you will know when to purchase that particular lot or land. And I do feel it coming this year. Like, I feel like the summer months is when you'll be either moving or purchasing for sure. I just wanted to read your comments. So you made Miguel smile about the vehicle, but yes, I've been looking into land, and we just backed out of a land because it wasn't buildable. Okay, cool. See, there we go. And I've been worried that maybe this is not the time. No, I still feel like this will be this year. I'm glad that you backed out of something that just didn't feel right to you. But yeah, stay within that realm, right? Stay within the realm. Oh my God, she actually just said goats. I love goats. Those are my, goats are my, both Michelle and Brandon know how much I am a goat fanatic. I am just like those little baby goats. I want to have them all. I want to adopt them all. I want to sleep with them. Like I just want to cuddle with them like stuffed animals. Like, they're so cute. Like, those are my spirit animals, I swear. So, but yeah, I hope that helps. Brandon, did you have anything to add to that one?
Yeah. Nate, when I'm connecting here with you, just in general, and tapping into your energy, asking spirit what's important here, they keep pointing me to this energy of being distant with the self. At first, it seemed like they were like trying to spell out you being distant with somebody else. But as I look more into this, they're really showing me and revealing me these like moments in, I think, all the way even stemmed back from childhood. And they're showing me that where you are now and what you're going through in your life now are triggering these subconscious moments. So I don't know if you've been having really weird dreams about maybe your own past or family, or even just things that happened during childhood. But they're showing me that a lot of stuff is being tilled right now. And that in this beautiful, almost merging conscious and subconscious way, you're tilling this earth in your mind. And it's really allowing the soul to be like excavated, like all these beautiful things that maybe were forgotten are starting to pop up again, in your own mind. Again, it could be happening through dreams or random moments or signs, that kind of indicate, oh, this is really standing out to me for so, like Kathy and I were talking about, those signs or symbols, and those moments where, they're kind of shown you're in alignment or you're trying to manifest something. They're showing me a lot of this energy really coming through right now. And the one thing that they keep telling me is that it's to remember that the unknown has so many keys for us, and those keys for you specifically are going to be of movement. So really don't be afraid. I think you already know this, and it just seems like a remembrance here, a reminder that even if things are unknown and they're totally unsure, it's following, again, those instincts. It's those moments in the unknown when we have that sense of trust or faith that things just start to break through. And especially for a person who's a Pisces, I mean, that is their realm. That is their realm of being within the blended waters. You can't see super far away. This is why like whales and dolphins have echolocation, for example, because that can be sent miles and miles away. But it's as if, taking that human eyes and putting it in the depths of the water, you can't really see something and it seems totally clouded until it starts coming closer and closer. Then you can see it. But it's having that faith when it's far away is what's important for you right now, maybe.
Beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. And she actually did confirm in the chat. So she just said, I've been distant with my sister. We've been trying to get together. And this move would actually help with the bond. So that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. So thank you. Thank you so much, Naomi. I hope that has helped. And yeah, I do. I feel like it'll be this year. Here's the thing. It'll be this year if you, God, I hate doing this, guys. I hate being cliche. I really do.
Oh no.
But I know. I do feel like it, like the right property is going to come into your existence. Okay.
Yeah.
But that would be the only way that it's not happening this year, is that there's some delay within that right property, because I do feel like this is not a decision. I feel like this is your home, like your forever home, like a forever person. Like I feel like this coming through for you. And again, I do feel it's coming in the summer or something. I keep hearing June, July. It could even be August, but I don't think so. Just leave that open. But I kept hearing June, July, and I feel like that it has to be the right one. It just has to be the right one. And something about the land, like the land may even have some sort of spiritual element to it once you're actually on it. Like or maybe when you're walking around, or whatever it is. Like I feel like you'll feel that spiritual element within that land. Okay.
Oh, completely. Oh, this just like hit me so hard that this land stays in the family for a long time. That's why that's so important.
Like that's why I keep feeling like it's supposed to be, something very, like, don't just make a decision to make the decision, right? Like even if there has to be a delay, the right one will be there. But because I keep seeing it, it keeps popping up. It's so bloody strong for me. I do feel it coming through. So yeah. Okay. And so I think Miguel would be next. Michelle, do you have Miguel's question?
I do. So Miguel's question, and Miguel is a Taurus as well. They've been feeling overwhelmed about buying a house, and they want to know what will happen this year. And do they have messages from their guides?
Okay. Miguel, I'm just going to clarify, just so I'm not kind of reiterating, what I just said to Nami. Are you Nami's partner, or like, are you guys together, or is this like a separate situation altogether? I just need that clarification, just for myself, I guess, really. And while we're waiting, can we just give a big round of applause to Michelle, our beautiful, beautiful moderator, who is yay!
Yes.
Guys.
Who is in the chat helping us with all of this. We would not be able to do it without you. And we so appreciate you being here, and you're amazing. We just wanted to say you're absolutely amazing. So yeah, if we could get some clarification, Miguel, that would be really good. Messages from guides, though. Okay, so there's a word that keeps coming in, and it's talking about freedom. I don't know if you're trying to free yourself from some sort of situation. I don't feel that it almost feels like this is not a current situation. There could have some current tendencies to it, but what I'm getting is that there is a past situation that maybe keeps coming up. This could be like an ex that keeps trying to appear in the picture, or this could be maybe issues of the past in regards to an ex, like maybe something that's holding you back from moving forward. Like they don't need to be in your actual realm, or maybe you don't talk to them, but I am getting some sort of past issue, and I keep hearing the word freedom. Like it's time to free yourself from this situation. I'm almost feeling that this is more of a mental and emotional drain, whether or not they're in your, physical realm or not. What I keep getting is that there needs to be a release of this. Here's the thing. I'm not getting positive feelings in regards to whatever the situation was. I do feel like it's possibly a person. I feel like that's the stronger of the energies. It does feel very, humanoid, I guess is the best way. It feels like X coming through or something along that line. What I'm hearing from your guides. Okay, so the visual image that I'm getting, all right, is that you're here. There's this past person that keeps, let's just say you're here and you're in a bubble. Okay. Your bubble includes, your current friends, family, partners, your kids, all of it, like people that make you feel good. Okay. Or people that, like you want to actually have interaction with. Okay. whether they make you feel good or not, but you actually want to have that interaction with them. There is this energy that's just outside of that bubble that keeps trying to come in and take away from this unit, this bubble that you've really quite successfully or are on the verge of successfully building within yourself, and around you. And it feels like this energy is continuously kind of either trying to burst that bubble, like literally trying to poke at it, or it could be, your thoughts are heading out that way simply because there was such a turmoil experience or something along that line. So what I'm hearing from your guides is it is time to literally brush this off, really release it, do the work that is necessary, even if this is a matter of staying within your bubble and just literally focusing in on your bubble people, I guess is the best way to say it. You may have already tried to release them, or you have released them in some way. So this could be also a clarification from your gut. Oh, okay. Your daughter has been giving me. Okay, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
So
I want to confirm here. I'm picking up on this exact same energy here about it's like there needs to be movement, but there's still that pull from whatever past household or past energy. So I just want to confirm here. I'm feeling exactly the same.
Right. And it feels like at this time, it feels like at this time with your daughter, really send the love to her because she does need that. I do feel this energy is trying to draw some sort of, energetic response, emotional response. So send that love to her. But I do feel that there needs to be the boundaries that are put in, and just saying, look at, what, we're here, we're happy. We are moving forward. We are creating, and you may have to go on your own path for a little bit. She may have to go on her own path just for a little bit. It doesn't mean to ignore her, because I do feel that this child, I don't think she's a child, but I do feel she needs that emotional love. Okay. But there's a difference between giving emotional love and also being in this place of letting them interfere with your happiness and all of that stuff. So I'm also getting here. So I believe that the house that you guys were asking about, or that you were asking about, Miguel, I feel like what I said to Naomi is supposed to be for you as well. So I do feel it happening this year. And I feel like this is going to be some sort of ancestral type of, long-term property. I do feel a lot of happiness coming from it. And I do feel it happening within this year, in the next couple of months, really, is what I keep getting. So I don't know, Brandon, if you wanted to add to that.
I just, like I said, I'm confirming here what Kathy's picking up on, because I'm picking up on that same energy that it is causing the strain, on you personally, and having a joint connection and a joint venture, one person's energy is going to affect the entirety of the vision and the goal. So it is important to, take care of the self. This is why I personally always preach, all relationships, they should not be codependent. They should be independent people coming together in a complementary way. That way, when stuff comes up, you take care of your own stuff, and you can trust that your partner takes care of their own stuff too. So your visions, your joint goals or ventures can be a free-flowing, smooth event, smooth situation. So I do feel, it is important to try and take care of things on your end. The one thing that Spirit is showing me, and we'll just have to take this with a grain of salt. I'm not any kind of child expert or, any kind of doctor of psychology or sociology here, but what they are showing me, and I can see why this might work based on the situation and energy that I feel with you and the daughter here, is that it's almost as if you have to be like this stood back kind of old friend. And what I mean here is that you're somebody who is stable, your roots are strong, you know who you are, and if she needs you, she can and will come to you. So really offering like this sort of safe space for her to come to. Because like Kathy has said, it seems like her energy is like, I'm kind of going to do my own thing here, and to take care of herself. So being this solid rock and this stable energy, and being a Taurus, I can recognize this in myself. You know, I have to let people go off and do their own thing, and I'm creating a home where they're more than welcome to come. You can always come here. You know, you will always be safe here. And I think offering that instead of any sort of control or force or direction, I think that's going to ultimately be one of your saving factors here. Also, Spirit does keep showing me that there is this energy sort of riding in behind you, that opportunities are ready to come in, and they're showing me that you're like getting this proverbial or spiritual kick in the butt of, hey, we're bringing you opportunity, so be sure to, you know, sign those letters or send stuff out that you need to. They're specifically showing me like paperwork that's like coming in and going out, and they're showing me to stay on top of that right now. Like that feels really important because you're creating this energy flow that's needed to finalize these goals that you and both Naomi are bringing in. So they're just kind of saying to stay on top of everything. But when it comes to these interpersonal relationships, you just have to accept where people are, be that rock, be that steady anchor, and allow the people to flow to you. And you're not overexerting yourself. You're not pushing yourself onto somebody else if it's unwanted. You're saving space. You're creating that space for people to come and for them to be loved and accepted by you and ask, you know, questions or advice or just getting connection or whatever it is. You know, you're allowing them to come to you, and you're not forcing anybody to do anything or go anywhere. So it seems like a synchronized message here. With what Kathy and I are picking up on, which I always love when that happens.
And as I was saying, Naomi, I keep feeling this new vehicle coming through. So I hope that helped too, because I literally heard that when I was doing the reading for Naomi. So it just seems so prevalent. So I hope that's helped, and I hope that this has given you some answers to what you were looking for. So I think that we are starting the lottery. And okay, just give me 1 second. All right. Lottery. Let's go into, does anybody, Michelle, do you need a couple of minutes?
Oh, I'm all good here.
What's that? You're all good?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right. I just want to read Naomi's comment. She says, yes, thank you. More of a worry. Driving me crazy. This resonates with me and him very much. Okay. And gives us definitely a peace of mind. So we're so happy that has helped, and we really appreciate it. Thank you so very much. All right, let's begin the lottery. Sorry, I'm just, I see that we had a little bit of a spammer going on. So that situation has been taken care of. Don't worry, guys. We're here for you. We're taking care of you. Michelle has your back.
Master moderator Michelle is in the house. I can feel, I want to make a note here. I can feel that person's energy, and they're quite intense. They're definitely intense, and I know that they're rubbing people the wrong way, and not a bad soul. Just so everybody is aware, it's not a bad soul. I don't feel I'm trying to hurt anybody.
No,
it's just
I think
he's an intense person,
attention.
and
that's all.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of people on the internet looking for connection. Right, exactly.
But we're not a dating site today.
This is not the space for that, unfortunately. Yeah.
That would be interesting. That would be a look. Hey, there's a show. But let's say no. I like that. Triple M master moderator, Michelle. Yeah,
Mhm.
right? Triple M. Yeah, I
Mhm.
love that.
M cubed.
I like that. All right. Huh?
What
Oh
number are
yeah,
we pulling
Brandon,
today?
it's you're on the generator wheel
Are we
there.
ready?
You
ready?
betcha. Yeah.
All right. All right. So how many do we have today? Numbers what through what?
We are, I started at 2 after our donation questions. So we are 2 to 11 right now.
Oh, wow. All right. 2 to
Mhm.
11. All right. Let's see who is going to be our first one.
Can I just
Remember, you
add that
guys.
2 and 11, those are pretty strong numbers. Just saying.
I like that energy.
Mm.
So just so you all know, well, we'll probably be reading for another 40 minutes or so. So we'll try to take as many people as we can. If you feel like you're nervous, you might not get picked in that time frame, you can still donate. The links are there on the screen and also in the info box. So just so you know, if you feel like you're really needing to get that question answered, you can still do so. But for our lottery winners, the first up is going to be lucky number 3. Lucky number 3.
Yay! We need a clap. We need an applause button or something.
Yeah, we need a soundboard. That's got to be next.
Okay, so lucky number 3 is Denise, and she is a Scorpio. And the question is, what blessings are coming through for me?
Okay, so here's the weird thing, Denise. I actually was hoping that you would get picked because as soon as I saw your question come up, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, here it comes. I know I'm already feeling it. Give me just a sec to put it all into it was like a certain word that came in. And of course, right now, I'm trying to find that word again. I'm trying to draw it back in because I've done a lot of, talking since then, but just give me a second here. Okay, so the word that came through as soon as I saw your question. So I'm just going to start with the word and then we're going to expand from there. It feels like the word is, for me, what I got was open. And what I keep getting from that is it feels as though, like I feel like you're opening up to something. What are you opening up to? Let me dig around in what your guides are saying to me. Okay, so one of your guides literally stepped forward and like opened a door. Okay, and it's like there is a lot of times, sometimes my visualization will come through with like hallways, or if you guys will notice, like roads or paths or, things like that. I am actually getting shown a hallway. So what I'm feeling here is this could have been from a couple of months ago or something where you had a bunch of choices sort of floating around in your head. Like you were kind of unsure as to the direct path, like kind of saying, what door do I want to open? What door do I want to go through? I have these choices. I'm not sure which path to take, all of that stuff. You might, and this even actually could have been in regards to a particular person in some degree. It's kind of like a one day yes, one day no, one day maybe, one day, go F yourself, one day, no, come back. I really like you. Like these doors have different, things on this. And again, it feels like it could be one person, but it could have to do with like many different areas. And it feels as though you've really narrowed down what it is that you're really wanting to draw into your life at this time. Like what it is, this is what I want. And I'm now ready to move forward towards it. And I literally have your guide. One of your guides is standing there and I'm being shown a man. He is wearing like a long, I want to say like a long white robe, not a robe, like a smock or something. He does have longer hair. It's quite dark. you might have already encountered this guide in the past, is what I'm getting. Like, this might be somebody that you've either encountered, you're about to meet, you know, in the spiritual realm, like as one of your new guides, because as we know, you're also very intuitive, Denise. So, or this is a guide that is just being shown to me at this moment. He is literally standing there. He just opened the door. He's really cocky, actually. He's kind of like arrogant, but in a good way, like kind of very confident in himself. But he opened the door and he's like, okay, open. It's open. Go through it. Go. Okay. So, that, oh, okay. So I'm reading, oh, the hallway again. She says, so we did have the hallway before. Okay. I love that. And she says, yes, I remember last time it was Kevin was peeking out the door in the hallway. Well, this is why we're getting shown this again. So, did something already manifest, or you're manifesting it? Because what I'm being told is like, you just have to literally walk through the door. So, whether you're holding yourself back in some way, no, you might have a couple of little minute blocks that are kicking around, things that, you know, you're stubborn. Wow, Denise. You have, okay. So this is like literally this guide just kind of sat down, like as if we were at a table, and he's kind of like this. And he's sort of like, yeah, there's a couple of things that she's refusing to just let go of. You know, it's like he's having this conversation with me, like as if we were having coffee together. And he's like, yeah, it's a couple of things. She's kicking them around. But, you know, I think she's finally ready to just, but hey, we're working on it. But let her know that those things that you want manifested are being manifested. They are coming through. You literally just have to walk through the door. Just walk through the door, and it's about to show up. Okay. It's like a matter of, he's kind of like this with the door now. Like, hello. You know, like when you're waiting, you got those people that really have to walk at that really super slow pace in front of you in a grocery store just because they know you're behind them. He's kind of waiting. You're kind of that person that's shuffling along, and he's like, anything now. Okay, let's go. Come on, move your feet. Let's go. Come on. It's right here. Turn this way. That's what I'm getting told. So that is the message that I have for you at this current moment. I would suggest, though, trying to tap into this guide that I do see. I don't get names for guides because I do feel that, you know, that is for you to, discover on your own. I would say, because they're your personal guides. They're not my guides. My guides can interact with them because they have that permission just by you asking a question. I have that permission from you, but I don't look into names. That is a very personal, thing. I can tell you what they look like. And I do feel that you may have already, had some sort of interaction with this guide, or that you're supposed to be having an interaction with this particular guide. So that's what I have for you at this time. Brandon.
So when I'm connecting here with you, Denise, I'm pretty much shown one specific thing as far as blessings are concerned. What I keep being shown is that there is this expansion of self. Now they're specifically pointing me towards emotional, and they're showing me that there is this emotional strength that you are receiving or about to receive. And they're showing me that it's a strength that has to do with, they're showing me paths and how we have, an idea, and then the point of manifestation, how it's, this direct path to that. Here's the idea, here's where it actually manifests in person. And so it's these pathways that you're actually getting strength in, is being able to maintain, but also rolling with how certain circumstances changes, how you can still keep putting yourself back, right back on that path. So they're showing me that this emotional strength really comes through right now. And so I'm asking a little bit more information about how is this coming up? How is this manifesting? And they are showing me that it is by way of really important bonds and relationships right now, that you are actually getting important insights into how you work by the ways in which you connect with other people. And so you are getting these blessings of internal personal strength. And it does seem to be facilitated by the way in which you are connecting with other people at this time, how those relationships are going, what important insights you're learning about yourself in light or in reflection, in mirror reflection of another person. So it feels really important for you to continue to keep connecting with others right now, because it's spelling out important characteristics and defining factors for your own self, and how your own strength even flourishes, even just in the midst of those moments, also compounded into how you use it for your own path and from point A to point B here. So blessings come in all different forms, right? And I think internal and personal strength is a great blessing, because there are many people that wish they had more. So it's a good moment, I think.
It is. Yeah. And I feel very, very strongly what you have been trying to create, what you have been manifesting coming through. Beautiful reading. Beautiful reading, Brandon. Yeah. Great. Beautiful. All right.
Love it. Denise, I've always seen Denise as powerful. I mean, as soon as we called her name, I see Ishtar, the goddess, just sitting there hanging out with her, oh, here's this, strong, I don't know, symbolic energy that always spells out Denise, because I always see her and her spirit as these. It reminds me of the classic images of tarot cards or oracle cards. It's she's got that energy of something that's etched in pencil or stone and classic. I always get that vibe. The twirling. I remember that vision of her twirling her finger in the water as if she were, moving the galaxies and other worlds. It's always so cool.
You're so welcome, Denise. So very welcome.
Yes.
Who is next, Brandon?
All right. Let's see. We've got lucky number 2. Number 2.
2? Okay.
Ooh, Dazzle. All right.
Yeah, so 2 is Dazzle. And her question for us today was...
Oh, Dazzle is another one. That Empress.
How do my guides feel about my 3-day fast?
3-day fast.
And her,
okay.
She
That's
is also
interesting.
a Cancer.
I felt an empty stomach as soon as we pulled Dazzle up, so that's interesting. Well, I thought it was my own because, I've only had a little piece of bread for breakfast. So cool. It could be a mix of both, I guess.
I just want to hear what they have to say about it. I'm really feeling it's like a contradiction in energies, which is really weird. I feel like there is a part here that does feel a little bit more energized, in some way. I'm not sure what that is about, but I'm feeling also, again, a contradiction. It's like this to this. And maybe this is just how you're feeling, at various times, throughout the day of this fast. But what I keep getting is it's like this energetic, but then it's almost to this point of fatigued and no, I don't. Geez, this is really weird. I feel like you are having those moments of that fatigue, but I am feeling a strong energy coming from you, but I'm going to say, okay, you want to know what your guides think of it. You know what your guides are thinking? They're like, if you're hungry, eat. You're good. That's what I'm getting from it. Like, you don't need to go, if you're at this point where you don't know if you can make it, this isn't about spiritual challenge. I don't feel that you need to do this as a spiritual challenge for yourself in some way. I'm really feeling this high, massive rush of energy coming through, though. And I don't feel like this has to do with the cleanse or the fast. I'm literally seeing a spiral above your head. I want to say, like, what is that spiritual spiral? I can't remember the name of it. That one that you always, it looks like a seashell, kind of like that.
The fractal, golden mean, phi ratio, caduceus.
No.
Umla.
No. I will.
I'm throwing out every term.
Too, Brandon. I was trying.
I'm just going, no. That's no. I'm going to show you.
Spiral. Oh, you mean the Dark Night of the Soul midlife crisis? Got it.
No. I have to actually Google this, and I'm going to show you on my phone. It's I don't know if you guys can see this. Can you? I don't know. Is that a thing?
Yes.
Okay. Is that a thing? Can you guys see this?
If you can Google it, it's a thing.
Like that spiral. Like I see this.
Just a spiral.
Just a spiral. Okay.
Literally the spiral, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting because I did click on this one, and it says one of the most ancient and enduring symbols. It represents the winding journeys we must take inward if we're to truly know and love ourselves. From these never-ending journeys, we return with infinitely more power and wisdom. And what I kept feeling was this huge amount of energy, this huge, like the spiral keeps showing up for me. So I feel like you're in this place that, you know what, if you decide to not finish those 3 days, could you see it, Dazzled? I'm not sure if you could see it because I can put it back up again. Did she see it?
Yeah.
Okay. So you are, oh my goodness, girl, you are on a journey. It is a journey. It's a good journey, but it is a journey. Wow. Go ahead, Brandon. Yeah. If literally, I'm feeling if you don't want to continue the fast, your guides are saying you don't need to prove anything to the spiritual realm. You don't need to prove anything to yourself. You don't need to, you're in a place that this journey, you're just going. You are going, and it is going to be, wow. Like your name. Dazzling. It is going to be a dazzling journey for you. And this is going to be so energetically powerful for you. So yeah, again, if you don't want to finish the fast, it's okay. It's you've done really good. And there's absolutely no reason that you need to continue it if you don't wish to continue it. That's what I get.
Yeah, it's funny. With her being a Cancer, I mean, most Cancerian people I know, once they say something, it's already written in stone. It's already done. You can already imagine it done. But when it comes to food and Cancer, I always find that that's definitely a more difficult moment if they're not completely rigid, rigid and unbending with their food process. There's this just natural inclination to have.
I'm so sorry. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, you continue talking though, please, by all means.
There's this natural inclination of okay, food is home, food is safe, food is family. This is what I can give. This is what I can offer. This is how I can protect. But I like actually where you are dazzled. I like, and you've already said, you know, you're on your last day here. Spirit keeps showing me, and I don't know if this is significant to you in some way. They're showing me that you're breaking into the garden, like you're breaking out, breaking open into the garden. And it feels like this is like this realm, this area. It feels like it's in between, like a limbo or like this psychic realm, this little space that's just really, really sacred that you're breaking into. And it's as if you're living these dual natures at once during this fast. And what's really happening is that you are allowing your own spirit to flourish and to not be fully attached to the physical. And it's like you're learning how to live these two different realms. So I imagine that you're probably starting to sense things differently around you. You're starting to perceive things differently. And you're starting to get more keen and sharper insights. You're probably having really intense dreams. And they could be so intense that they could be even blocked out. So I'd be curious to see if your consciousness is allowing those to come through, because you're really starting to blur the lines here between that spiritual self and the physical self, and you're starting to see, you know, all these different, I guess, realities, but really they're just perspectives. They're just different lenses. They're all at work at once. And you're starting to see that connection. So in that sense, I totally understand why Spirit keeps saying you're breaking through, you're breaking into that garden, because there is this realm that you're attached to that you will bring energy down into physical with. And specifically, I just keep getting this vision of you and you deepening this relationship with food, with sustenance, and why it feels important when you are offering this to others. That feels so important, is offering to other people. It's a way for you to show love. It's a way for you to show that sense of protection or that connection or that value with others. And so it's not just deepening this connection within the self, it's allowing a deepening to happen with the others that you allow in as well. And I say that specifically, that you allow into your life, into your space, or into, you know, this garden that you're starting to see that you're connected to. So I think it's actually really great. And if you're on the last day, just uh, I think, you know, in my opinion, I would keep it up. I'm no health practitioner here, so I'm not giving you any kind of health advice. But as far as your energy feels like it's in a really good place. And like Kathy was saying, there is a lot coming behind that. And it's absolutely, you're seeing it now, and it's allowing this really nice channel. Now, you don't have to fast every time to bring that channel down. It's like you're creating those anchored roots right now, and you're going to be able to access this anytime that you want. So, you know, go up into that stream, come back down, break down energy. So you're not going to have to fast every time. It's just you're giving yourself that breakthrough right now, and you're going to be able to channel that energy when you want to.
Absolutely. Absolutely you are. And like I said, like what, as we both confirmed, that was beautiful what you had to say, Brandon. Thank you for, you know, like it was just your energy right now. So strong, so amazing. Very, 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 very empowered. Okay. Very, very empowered. I love it. So, let us, I hope that's helped, honey. And thank you so much for coming on. Yeah, I mean, you know what? The spiritual journey is everybody thinks it's like full of, you know, fluffy bunny tails and, you know, birds singing and stuff like that. Nope. It's not, but it's so worth it. It's so worth it when you're cleaning out all that crap, right? So
Fluffy bunny tails, how apropos.
especially for Easter, right? So, all right, who is next?
Drum roll. See, this is why we gotta have that soundboard. Or I'll just make my own sounds. You know, I help make those sounds for the intro here, for my own hypnotherapy stuff. I'll just make a bunch of stuff. All right. Next up is going to be number 10. Number 10.
Okay, so 10 is Trisha. She is a Pisces. And she has a really interesting question. She's wondering if she is really the issue.
Oh.
Yeah, not a whole lot of context there, but Trisha, you're here.
That's okay. That's
Powerful
okay.
question, I feel.
Okay, you know what, Trisha, here we go. Okay, I already have your answer. It was what I'm hearing. You are only the issue in the extent that you believe you might be the issue. That's really helpful, right? I do feel that I feel like you can sometimes be argumentative. Okay, like what I mean by that is there may be a little bit of lack of a listening quality that is coming through here. I feel like when people are sometimes talking, you may already have an idea of where the conversation may be going. So they may be pre-existing defense mechanisms that are being built for a conversation. Okay, I hope that makes sense to you. But so it's kind of like instead of listening to the full thing, you might already have a preconceived notion in your mind. And so you're not really hearing, or you're hearing, but you're not really listening. But that is really the only thing that I'm getting. But I'm getting also that this is coming because of I feel there's elements of you that have been beat up emotionally, like literally, like, emotional stress or tension that have happened to you in the past. And I'm also hearing something about being assumed wrong. Like how do I explain that? Like you're trying to explain yourself and somebody's not quite listening to what you have to say also. So there feels like there's a defense mechanism that is happening with you. All right. Trying to put it into words. I feel like my first answer towards that as well, towards your question is, I really hear, and again, I hate these cliched words, but they can be very powerful at times, is I do feel there is an element of like a gaslighting, narcissism type of, but I don't feel like this is, yes, like it's there, but I don't feel like they're trying to really manipulate or turn your energy, in that way. I'm getting a lot of like whoever it is that you're dealing with has a lot of their own self-sabotaging issues. Okay. So it almost feels like they make you go into a defense mode. I feel a lot of lack of self-confidence with this person or these people. Like it just feels, is this a group situation? Because I feel like more than one energy, or that this one person could be influenced by several energies. Because I feel like there's so if you can just kind of clarify that for me, because it feels like I don't know if this person is being influenced by a lot of energies, or if it's a group situation of some sort. So I'm just kind of hoping that you'll respond in the chat. I know. Yeah, they're all in denial. Okay. All right. Yeah, so it sounds like there's more than one here. And it does. It feels like there's a lot of I want to say sheep mentality to some degree. Again, cliche. I know, I'm sorry, but it's like they're all trying to form one consciousness in regards to an opinion or a situation or an issue. Okay. Are you in the wrong? are you the issue? No, I feel like you do have to listen a little bit. I think that some of them may have some valid points, but I do feel that this is it's almost like people are trying to push you into a decision or a situation, like trying to like change your mind about something or change the, like, I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like if a whole group was saying, yes, we're going to want to do this. Yes, we want to do this. And you're like saying no. It's almost like they're trying to change your mind in regards to this in some way is what I'm getting. I feel like you basically need to do you. Like you need to go the path that you feel is going to be correct on this. Are you the issue? Maybe just listen, but that's really all I'm getting. So I don't know, Brandon, did you have anything? Listening is my toughest asset. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it can be hard, right? Like we hear, but we have to, try to remove the preconceived notions from the mind is what I'm getting first. Like actually sit there and listen with that open mind. I know it can be hard, right? But try that first and then just actually listen to what is being said, because I do feel there's some valid points that are trying to come through. It doesn't mean that they're going to change your opinion or change your thought process or anything like that. But I do feel like at the very least, that will be a useful tool for the future. But this is what I'm hearing. All right. I hope that's helpful.
So I think really what the issue here is that, Trisha, when you are around other people, and especially when those people are extremely cloudy or unsure about where they are, who they are, what they're even being motivated by, what their MO is, it makes your energy feel quite reflective. And because you're taking on all of their energy, and when they're not defined in themselves, it leaves you to feel totally muddied and confused and not even sure how to react or interact. And so it does cause either you to pick up on their reactions, and it's as if you're reacting for them because they're not doing it. So what Spirit keeps showing me here is to be mindful of the reactions in those moments where, if you're incited by something, ask yourself, am I picking up on their emotion, or am I feeling my own? Because Spirit keeps showing me that you're actually picking up on all of their emotions. And when you're dealing with multiple people, you're dealing with many different reactions, many different types of emotions, all these unsaid, unfelt things that nobody else was willing to confront. You're picking up on them, you're feeling them out. So it feels like the main message Spirit is showing me is that it's not that you're the issue. Everybody is the issue, right? Everybody that's kind of come together is the issue. But what's happening is that nobody is owning their stuff, and you're filtering all of that through and reacting to all this stuff that they're not even aware of. So what's important and for you to be how to solve this part for your own self, everybody needs to take, responsibility for their own energy and emphasis into this. But what's important for you is that you need to be an anchor. You need to be an anchor and be very, very clear that, okay, I know where I am, I know how I feel, I know who I am. And when I come in the face of all these people, I still have that root core. I still know where I am and how I am and who I am. And so even in the face of them, I'm clear. And honestly, what that's going to do is it's going to allow all of the other people's energy to feel that vibration and to try to sink in that same space. So that way, everything can be easily seen, unlocked, understood. Truth is clear, light shines through, and everybody can finally own their own stuff. And once that happens, it's like all these other things start to fall away. But don't be surprised if you find people are not willing to own their stuff. Do not be surprised. And it's going to be up to you if you want to keep interacting with people like that, if they're not doing the work that you're doing, because it's like you're going to be taking steps ahead and they're going to keep trying to pull you back. Not on purpose. It kind of happens. Misery loves company. Those slower energies and vibrations also love company, just as higher energies like higher energy vibrations. So it'll be up to you and your choice if you want to keep up that interaction, or if you're forced to do so, you might just find them fall away. If your energy is getting stronger and clearer and a higher vibration, they might just fall away. So I think just stay in that anchored space. Know where you are and who you are. Know what's your feelings and what you're picking up on others. So the best way to know when you're picking up on other people is to know yourself first. So I feel like that's pretty important. The spirit is showing us that anchor and being strong and solid in self.
What a beautiful reading. I really, I love listening to that. And I like Trisha's comments too, because, she does say that her mouth just dropped, listening.
Aww.
So, when you get that validation, it's thank you so much. Like we so hope that we could help, or that we did help through this process of, whatever it is that you're going through at this time. So thank you so much, Trisha.
Oh, yes, thank you.
I think
we have,
Brandon, that Michelle sent you a message in the chat over there. You might want to take a look
we
at
have time for like one more here.
Yeah. I think we could do one more.
All right, so let's see. Random number generator. That's going to be number 13. Lucky number 13.
Okay, so 13 is Tyra Rose, and her question is, how will Andrew, a Libra, react if she contacts him?
How will Andrew, a Libra, react if she contacts him?
Yeah, and Tyra again is a Cancer.
Okay.
Welcome to our new listener.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you for all you new people here. I love seeing fresh new faces.
Yeah, and I'm just going to answer Mini-Me's. Yeah, Mini-Me, if you wish to donate, we can do a reading for you. That's fine. We could do that for sure. Did we miss somebody here? Just give me 1 second here. I just want to make sure that we didn't miss anybody. Just give me 1 second. Sorry, guys. I'm just checking. No, we're good. Okay. I think we are. Yes. All right. How would Andrew the Libra? Okay. I'm going to be okay. Well, this is what I get from Andrew.
Wait, can we repeat the question, Michelle?
Yeah, so her question was, how will Andrew, Libra, react if she contacts him?
React if she contacts me?
Contacts him.
Okay, if she contacts him. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm getting, okay. The initial response, I think, is going to be positive. All right. I don't feel like a negative energy coming through or anything like that. I feel like they would be very open to you contacting. And however, I do feel a little bit of disappointment on your end because I do feel a very wishy-washy kind of energy coming from this person, not maybe particularly towards you. I feel like this is a theme that is going on with them in some way. It feels like their initial energy would be on a positive side, but would they continue the conversation or would they interact with the conversation? It'd be like, if you were to say hi, they'd be like, and again, I'm just being general. I don't know exactly what you would say or whatever, but, their initial reaction would be, hey, how are you? And then you're trying to initiate a conversation and it would be very up and down. I don't know if they're quite in a place yet where they're able to receive the energy of the two of you at this time. It doesn't mean that that there isn't a caring or a sense of wanting something in the future. And when I talk about future, that could be tomorrow, it could be next week, it could be next month. Like, you know what I mean? Something I feel soon, but it's not quite the right time yet. I almost feel like to let this sit for a bit. I want to say it would be a better energy if they were to come forward to you rather than you going to them. This is what I get. I feel like for some reason, this person needs to show some sort of dedication or dedication towards you, towards the relationship, towards, where this is going. And it feels like a seesaw, like back and forth, a little bit wishy-washy in their energy. And again, it feels like this could be where just their energy is in general. I don't feel it particularly being related to you. I just want to say bye to Cathryn. Thank you so much, Cathryn, for coming onto the show. It's so good to see you, and have a great day. So I hope I hope I'm making sense to you, Tyra. Brandon, did you have anything to add to that?
Yeah. And I'm looking here at the energy between yourself, Tyra, and Andrew. I do feel some distance here, but what Spirit keeps eliciting is that there really is this energetic bond. They keep showing me that there's a spiritual connection between the two of you.
There is, yeah.
It's as if it's existing on another realm, and I can see that you see it, Tyra, but Andrew, it seems like, is blocked off from seeing the frequency of the connection. And then they're specifically showing me, when I ask, where he is in his feelings and thoughts and connection with you, it's as if things feel blocked off for him right now. And so I feel that this is because he's not in that spiritual place in himself. Like, he hasn't recognized that part of himself fully yet. And so there's like this learning lesson he is going through currently that's forcing things to be blocked off right now. So when I ask them, what is going to be the reaction, if you were to reach out, I'm being shown that things might be a little bit passive and walled up. Like, communication might be like, trying to poke a bear. That bear is going to have a mind of its own, and it's not going to be very responsive unless it's annoyed, unless you like agitate it in some way. If you're persistent and relentless, it's going to paw at you and let you know, like, hey, I'm not ready. So there's definitely going to be this guarded sense of self that I feel from him, where it might be social and pleasant, but it might have this kind of superficial vibe, which is going to contradict what you feel in connection with Andrew. So it's not that it's going to do anything bad. It's just, I don't feel, if you're looking to elicit a response from him that provides a deeper sense of connection, this might not be the best time. Right now, if you were to connect, it'll be social, niceties. It's not going to be anything deep or complex. So if you're looking for that depth, I would wait. But if you're okay with that social nicety, then this is an okay time to just keep it at that level right now.
Just sorry, 1 second here. Yeah, I hope that helped. I'm sorry, just give me 1 second.
That's an interesting connection. I feel that this happens a lot with people who have this sort of spiritual vibe, the spiritual bond, and they're kind of connecting on a higher level than just like the physical human level. It's an absolute invitation, to open up to that part of the self. But it also can be difficult, to just ignore all the physical, weight of reality that we're so used to living in, and how we feel connections always are lived through. The reality is that we are existing on several different levels of consciousness at one time. And, I see that every time I give readings. I can see where people are in certain types of connections and different flavors and textures and expressions of it. And I just find that this happens a lot, where we run into somebody, we have the soul bond, but our human self has not caught up yet, And sometimes it takes some time to catch up.
Thank you so much, Tyra. I really do hope that it helped. Like it. I feel exactly like we had just said, and I'm glad that it kind of gave you some guidance. I just don't feel it's the right time quite yet. Just give it some time. And, you know, I feel I love what you just said, Brandon. Sorry, I was just a little distracted. I did want to comment on something here. Is that I know that people are putting in their questions and stuff. I just want to remind everybody that it is a lottery. So whether you're first or whether you're last, it really doesn't matter. It is. We are, you know, we do donations first, and then what we have time for, we do try to, you know, fit in, and we just go by random numbers, you know, generator. So I'm sorry if we can't get to everybody. We do try though, but you can always contact us for a private reading too. Okay. And, you know, in order to reach me, you can reach me at, oracleintuitions.com, or you can reach me on my Facebook or my Instagram page through Intuitions. And Brandon, your turn. I'm sorry, your turn. I'm thinking number generator. Your turn.
You can find me at thedreamteacher.com. Also doing some Patreon stuff, patreon.com/the CCN, the Collective Conscious Network. I'm really working on that as a, if you imagine people on a grid, right? Look at people all over the earth, and their little brains pop up as a crystal on that globe, and creating a grid, a network of all those little crystallized minds all over the globe. So that's kind of the goal here. So wherever you are, you know, you're able to join.
We did get a couple of donations come in. So we're just going to quickly read on those ones. And then I think that will be the end of the show this week. Just remember, guys, we are here every week. We may be talking about changing some of the days, just simply because Sundays might be a little bit difficult, but we're going to try and keep you updated as much as possible. Okay. So, but don't forget, you know, as long as you're subscribed to the channel and you hit the notification bell, you will know when we're about to go live. So you'll always get that notification. So Michelle, did Minnie have a question?
Sure, guys. So Minnie's Pisces, of course, and she wants to know, does Aries want a relationship or just something physical?
Okay. I feel both. Okay, I feel like you've been putting there is a lot of energy that has been going toward this particular person. And I do feel that there has been a lack of him reciprocating in this way, or them reciprocating, you know, as much back. I feel that there is a quality of them reciprocating when it's beneficial to them. But here's the thing is, I don't feel that this is in a sense of control or manipulation, or even just trying to be physical. It does feel like this person is, there is a sense of this person being a little bit clueless, to be perfectly honest. Minnie, I'm going to suggest this. So this is what I have coming through. Okay. I almost feel in regards to this relationship, first of all, I would actually suggest not like fully revealing your feelings. Okay. Like I would not say, I wouldn't say to him, hey, this is how I feel. Like I'm totally into you. I like you. I would actually leave feelings out of it. I would suggest, however, not allowing the physical unless it is something that you're truly desiring at that time. Because I do feel that this person, there is an element of this person taking some advantage of that. Okay. I mean, I don't know if this is an exact situation. Communicate. Okay. I just wanted to ask, he has been communicating a lot when the conversation is more physically related. Right. So I feel like I'm just listening. Just give me a second here. Again, it's funny. Like, again, I kind of keep getting this like clueless type of energy. It doesn't mean that he's stupid. Okay. I don't want it to come to that. I feel like this is more of an energy of this person feels like super busy or like a lot going on in their external life. Okay. So what I'm getting here is that I think I want a relationship more and he wants a physical relationship. And that very well could be that, but I do feel that a relationship can be built off of this energy. I'm not getting an energy where there's pure selfishness in here, like coming from his side. I do feel that he's trying to give what he can give when he can give it. And yes, of course, with men, it can be a bit more physical. Women look at the emotional, men look at the physical. So there is that contradiction in there a lot of times, right? Like as women, we want the, how was your day? Let's talk about the colors of the rainbow, where men are like, yeah, let's just get physical, right? So I do feel that there is a bit of that energy coming through here. I feel, however, if this energy, if his conversations towards you are interfering in your, again, this is just an example. Let's say he was to message at 11 o'clock at night or 2 a.m. Hey, what's up? Right? No. Don't give in to that energy. If this isn't convenient for you, don't. And that is what I feel is going to help build that relationship. I'm getting here, like, basically cut the communication if it is turning into a way that is not making you feel comfortable, or if this is requiring work on your side without getting, without it being reciprocated in some way. It's like, no, dude. We're not doing that. We're not doing that today. No, you want to sext or you want to, whatever it is. Sorry, I got shit to do. I have a life going on that's not involving you. And if you want to spend time with me, here's the options to do it. There's dinner, there's, coffee, we can hang out, we can do, there's other ways to do it. I feel like he's basically taking the advantage of what he can because there hasn't been the boundaries put up. Once those boundaries are put up with him is when I feel him coming forward and crossing. And when I say crossing those boundaries, not crossing the boundaries in a bad way, like breaking through the barriers, like him going, oh, well, wait a minute. No, she put up a boundary there. I have to step up and cross into this realm to be with this woman. That's what I keep getting. So it's like, you have to put up the boundaries, but I feel like he's going to pass those boundaries. Like he's just going to recognize them as boundaries and go, oh, I can't do that. And I'm okay with that. I'm going to move forward. I'm going to move down this path. This is what I get. And yeah, I appreciate you saying you do not put up boundaries. I feel, here's the thing. You don't need to throw up like a great big stone wall around you. Okay. You don't need a great big, brick ice, igloo or anything like that that's going around you, saying, no, these are all my boundaries all of a sudden. But you can start doing it in a slow way, right? And, if and again, I'm just going to use that example of him messaging at like 11 o'clock at night. just laugh at him and go, yeah, like as if you're going to come over. No, it's 11 o'clock at night, dude. Like, if you want to see me, you know that you can message me at a normal time, right? This sort of, it's those little things. So you're not being in that place of, how dare you do this, or absolutely not, or anything like that. You just, turn it into like something funny. Like, no, this is like, that's not cool. And you'll start to see him moving forward. You will start to see him coming closer to you and wanting that relationship is what I get. So, Brandon, did you have anything to add to that?
Yes. So when I'm looking here, at the energy mini between you and this Aries. First of all, yes, I am going to be doing more meditation and hypnosis videos. I'll be putting them up. So make sure you're just subscribed on my YouTube. That's where I'm going to upload a lot of it, but it'll also be up on my website. I'll probably do like a 99-cent thing so you can like download it to your phone instead of listening to the ads on YouTube, because that can be a little annoying if you're trying to do some kind of meditative stuff. But yeah, so make sure you're subscribed on the YouTube. Now, what I am seeing with you and this Aries is I do feel like there's a really good energy here. It feels like emotions are really, that emotional line, that emotional energy is really wanting to naturally open up. But just like Kathy said, and I have to agree, and I hate that it comes out this way because it just makes things so unsure. But both is really, it's the right way to observe this energy with him, especially that you'll have a sexual desire from him, but also a relationship desire. It does feel like both. It feels like there's this energy of like kind of skittish or skirting around, whatever is happening literally in the moment. Now, I can tell you that I do feel this Aries is very much here for the moment, not super into planning for the future. It's very present in your face, what's happening right now, kind of energy and vibration. That seems to be key with this Aries. That seems to be very key with them. The spirit keeps showing me that this is an important factor. Now, I'm asking what's to come between the two of you, to really see if is this more in line with a relationship or is this a sex. And they are showing me that there is going to be this sort of cutting of paths or cutting off ties between the two of you, because it's going to allow different movement to happen in your connection. So you very well might see this like little bit of distance and then coming back, and him starting to realize other things like, oh, I think I have more feelings than I thought for her. And oh,
Exactly.
it was a desire, but oh, and now that she's like not responding all the, or maybe that we're distant, it's like, oh, now I'm thinking of her. And so when spirit shows me, they're showing me this sort of duality or this paradox that mingles into each other. And it's like a ship coming into harbor, but the anchor is thrown out and it's a long line. And so it's like rooted there, but it's got to pull that ship in closer to the anchor. It's so interesting the way they show me, because they show me that this happens over time, and it's like things get closer and closer. So like Kathy said, don't put yourself in any sort of situation that you don't want to be in. What's important is to kind of keep that energy rooted for your own self. Be open however much you feel comfortable, but you don't need to compromise yourself or sell yourself for that chance in this connection. One, that you would definitely just take away your own sense of self-worth if that was done. But two, the Aries is going to keep coming back. The Aries is going to feel like, oh, there's something here. Why do I keep feeling drawn to them? That's going to keep happening. So it might very well look like things are disconnecting or being severed in the near future, but just know that you don't need to go to any lengths and cut him out or anything like that. It'll just all kind of flow naturally. But you'll see that
The
Aries
progression
keep
coming
coming
forth.
back in. Exactly.
Right? Yeah. And I think you really hit it on the nail there. Because I feel like he's going to be in this place of, oh, what just happened? Maybe something that was acceptable before isn't acceptable now. But I really do feel like you did, that him coming forward. I feel like the thing that is really going to help move this forward, Minnie, is when he takes a step back, to not pay attention to that step back. Don't put any energy in it. Just kind of go, okay, because I'm worth this person giving me what it is that I desire. I am, or giving me an equal, well-balanced relationship. I am worth that. And I feel like through that energy, that is going to help as well. It's really going to help increase all of this moving forward. So I truly hope that that has helped. Yeah.
It's such a beautiful, interesting energy to observe. I think what's important to keep in mind, Minnie, is that, this Aries very much in the moment. And when you live that way,
yes,
or if you're stuck or forced to live that way or see that way or act that way, it's harder to have that foresight. It's harder to see what's coming up in the future. And so I just got this flash of a vision of this Aries being quite impressed with the things that you remember. It could, be to a point of an annoyance during certain situations, but they're going to be impressed, like, oh my gosh, you remembered that. Like, that's so special to me because I don't usually take the time to remember things like that about other people. And so there's going to be this moments where that Aries is like, oh, wow, that feels really nice. Like, you might know who I am and I barely know who I am. So it'll be a beautiful moment. I think just, take it organically. And if, those sexual conversations, they feel comfortable for you in that moment. Or like you said, you've got your boundaries. If they cross the line, you can stop everything. But it's just, allow yourself to feel comfortable too and keep that organic nature because there's some impressive things there.
So thank you so much, Minnie, and thank you for the donation. Thank you for coming on. And,
Yes,
it was such a pleasure to have you here today. And I hope that that's really, given you some, guidance that will help move this relationship forward, because I do feel there is a connection here. There is something that has that very strong possibility of happening. So, next and last for the day is going to be Jenna. Where are we with Jenna? What is Jenna's question today, please?
So Jenna is a Virgo, and her question, she has feelings for Caleb, who is a Libra, but is also developing feelings for Zach, who is an Aquarius. And Jenna's curious, what's going to happen? What might happen?
Look at all these air signs.
Right? I was just thinking, I was like, oh, can you not choose like a water sign or something?
And she's an earth sign, of course. So
right? So
she's right on that cusp too. She's right on that cusp, if I remember correctly.
Okay. I do feel Zach can be a bit of a challenge at times. Being an Aquarius, they have a challenging energy. Not that I know anything about that. Yeah. Okay, here's what I'm getting. I still feel that, with Zach, there definitely is a very, very, very Michelle. That's funny. Yeah, it is a challenging energy. Oh, and she also has a Virgo. Oh, a Libra moon. Yeah, Libra moon. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, you're there with Michelle too, right? This is funny. Okay, so what I'm getting, Caleb, I should say. I still feel this extremely, extremely strong bond between the two of you. I really do. I feel frustration, coming in from you in regards to him in some way, for sure, because to you, this is easy. This is easy. I don't understand. Like, why is, I feel like an element of difficulty coming in from him, and you may be in that place going, like, this could just be so easy. Why are you making this so difficult? And with Zach, I actually really like Zach's energy. Okay. And I'm not saying that because I'm an Aquarius. I like his energy. He's a determined individual. This is a determined individual. He knows what he wants. I am going to tell you something though, Jenna, if you the only way that you can be with an Aquarius is if you give them space, but you let them know that you're there. You know, so I do feel that Zach may need space. And what I mean by space is it doesn't mean that he needs emotional space or anything like that, but he does like to do his own stuff. I feel a lot of dedication from him towards maybe his career projects. So like this guy seems very determined, very dedicated is what I get. Like I get a very strong grounded energy from him. Oh, see, this is cute. She says he has great energy. Sent me a love song yesterday, but he's kind of confused. Well, yeah, he's an Aquarius. And yeah, I just gave him some space today and he's in a bad mood. I told him, talk to me later. Perfect. Because that is exactly the way to handle him. Going after him for an answer is never going to help you. In any way, shape, or form. He definitely needs that space. He needs to think. He needs to formulate his thoughts, his emotions. And Aquariuses are very thoughts are up here, emotions are here, or emotions are here and thoughts are here. Like it's very hard for them to connect the two together and create an actual formulation of their whatever it is that's going on. It can be, you know, very up here, very down here. Like it kind of depends on the day, the minute, the hour, right? So where is he coming from? I feel like he has a lot of interest in you. I feel like if you give him like that space, like you had said, you know, he was in a bad mood. I told him I'll talk to him later. Perfect. I feel like he'll come back. The other thing Aquarius really does hate, and I feel it's like this with Zach, they don't like people feeling hurt or that pushed away. They have a very Aquarian, you know, a very humanitarian quality about their energy. So they want to make sure everybody's, you know, safe, happy, and fuzzy at times, but at the same degree, don't get in my face. This is how I feel with Zach. He is very strong energy, and I really do like him. I almost feel like your energy may drift from Caleb over to Zach. And that's not a bad thing. It may even be what is necessary. Here's the thing. A lot of people get scared of, if I put my energy towards this person, what if this other person that I like, you know, doesn't come forward, or maybe they'll think that I'm forgetting about them. No, just, you know, let them figure it out, because if it will work out. If you're meant to be with Zach, you will be with Zach. If you're meant to be with Caleb, somehow the universe will create this. This is what, and is Zach always telling you he's scared to hurt you? Yeah, sometimes that can be an excuse, you know, but I feel like the only reason he's going to be scared to hurt you is because there is an energy that could be projected here that you need more than he can give. And that's why I feel you need to back, you know, like let that energy just sort of flow. All right. Let that energy flow. If he doesn't want to talk, if he doesn't want to respond, give him, you know, a couple hours, a couple of days, whatever it is. Be very honest, be very open, honest, and trust, you know, be very trustworthy. That is what's going to draw him in. I don't know, Brandon, if you wanted to add to that.
Yeah. I guess let me just kind of get cut and dry to the point, because we're running out of time here. And it looks like we do have another donation. Thank you, Leaves of June here. All right, Jenna. So let me just be clear, direct, frank. So when I look at the energy with you and Caleb, I would really just kind of drop that like a sack of rotten fruit. But I say that in the most beautiful way, because what Spirit keeps showing me is like this energy needs to be recycled. There's a dead end energy here that has to go through some kind of cycle because it's causing more and more distance to happen between the two of you. It's causing this just weird rift right now. And it's like Kathy was saying, all those feelings are there, but it's like they're all being put in weird places and they're not allowing themselves to manifest out, which is not abnormal for somebody, you know, who's in their early 20s, who's still figuring stuff out, how they connect, you know, where they are, etc. So what they keep showing me is that the energy needs to be recycled. And I say rotten fruit because that's exactly what they're showing me. What happens is all those components of that fruit break down, go back into the earth, and they come back and flourish again. So it needs to be recycled, and it feels important to kind of let that go. But on the other side of this, man, this connection with Zach, I really, really like for you. And what Spirit keeps showing me is that it pulls all sorts of interesting and intense emotions out of you. They are showing me that a bond is already made between the two of you, and that it is likely to be communicated as a committed bond in the future. But Zach is totally going to drive you crazy, but in a good way, I think. He's totally going to get your goat. You know, there will be moments that he hurts you. There will be moments that you hurt him. And there has to be that sense of acceptance of like, oh, okay, you know, we're in a connection. We're in this relationship. Of course, at some point, you know, we're going to hurt each other, but not like an intentional thing. It just seems like it happens based on circumstance and based on what's being shared. There is going to be intensity. He is going to get under your skin. There are going to be moments that are frustrated, but if you can sit here and accept that he's always going to have this way of a connection with you, no matter what his actions are, you're going to be able to have a really good bond between the two of you. You also have to be able to accept that it's expect it to last never and forever. Really stay in those lines of having no sense of an expiration date right now. It seems important to, like Kathy said, Aquariuses need that sense of freedom. And if they feel blocked in some way and forced to be blocked in, that's where they're going to start acting a little bit finicky or a little bit like wishy-washy, or they might contradict themselves in connection with you, because I feel this with Zach. So it'll be really important to just really be in that state of acceptance as much as you can, because that's what this connection is challenging you to do, is to really ride in that. So very good intensity. I really like the emotions here, and I really do like the bond. The communication between the two of you is amazing. I love it. Let the recycled energy with Caleb do its own thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely still hold that love for him. There's nothing wrong with that. You can hold that, you know, wherever you feel is important or appropriate, but let that whole connection just recycle itself right now and really enjoy this new one that's kind of coming in, because this one's going to be, I think, a lot of fun.
So, okay, we do have one last donation. This actually came in earlier today, or earlier during, but because the names don't match the names on YouTube, it was a little hard to, like, I thought it was coming in from somewhere else. So, this is for Lisa Jean. Yeah, no, yeah, my apologies. I actually didn't realize that it was from you. So, truly did not mean to skip over you in any way. What is, and I believe her first name is Laura. What are we?
So Leaves of Jean is Leo, and we're looking for just a general energies reading today for her.
Okay. Okay. So I was tapping in a little bit. And Jenna, thank you so much again for coming onto the show. Thank you for the donation. And I truly hope that this has helped, you know, give you some guidance today. Jean, I feel an energy of being constricted. I almost felt like an energy of a straitjacket for some reason. It just feels like I just feel constricted, like, you know, like I want to hug myself, or I'm feeling a bit of constriction going on here. There is an energy of being scared in a way, or being fearful, or like being scared to open up your energy. If you could kind of just confirm down in the chat, that would really help. But I am getting a very strong sense of being, you know, constricted or held down or held back maybe, feeling held back.
I would agree. I'm being shown that sense of
are you
needing
getting that
to
as
break
well? Like
free.
it just
I get
feels,
that.
yeah,
I need to break free or finally release a shackle or an anchor or something.
exactly,
I get that too.
Like I was literally almost seeing like a straight jacket, like or hugging herself, or it's like this energy of just, I feel like even if this is a slow process, what I'm hearing here is, let's just say we're tied up in our energy like this. What I'm feeling is like you got to start with, like, even if it's one hand, unbind, unbind, unbind. Allow it to be a slow process. Doesn't mean that you can get to grab yourself again. No, it means take off a hand, or don't take off your hand. You know what I mean? Release a little bit of energy, release that little bit of energy, and more is going to start happening. But, I feel like this is going to be a process. I don't know exactly what happened or what the situation was, but I am getting a very, very strong sense of you feeling constricted or being held. Oh, I'm almost going to ask if you went through a situation recently that is making you feel very constricted, or that your guides are basically just saying might relate to a physical thing. Okay, that very well may be it. I feel like your time. It's interesting that your name is Leaves of Jean, because the leaves, I do feel like this tree energy, like this energy of blossoming, expanding, growing, being more grounded, being more rooted, being more, Gaia energy, like center of the earth type of Gaia energy coming forward for you very strongly. Brandon, did you have anything to add? I need to kind of look into.
I have a lot here.
Yeah.
Leaves, I feel you having such a beautiful energy. And the one thing Spirit keeps showing me over and over is that there's a sadness of that energy not being able to be seen as much as it feels like your soul wants it to. And I feel that sense of constriction as well. And maybe, on top of, or it could be because of a physical thing that has manifested. And there is just this sweetness and this charm and this care that you have. And I feel it wanting to be given out, and it's not received in the way that you feel it often. And what Spirit keeps showing me, they keep really ushering this in, is that love and that sweetness that you very much, want to give to others. It right now, for whatever reason, because of maybe where you are, what's happening, it has to be given to the self. And I want you to imagine that other part of yourself. It's as if there's like this little wounded bird or something. I want you to imagine that emotional self, and you, this lover and this truly healer, literally talking to that part of the self and building this up, allowing that wound to heal and giving yourself that self-talk. What's going to happen is you're going to start to notice that once you start healing this part, or if it helps, write them down as two separate parts and two different parts, and allow them to communicate with each other, because Spirit keeps showing me it's the self-talk that's going to generate growth in the emotional self. And that's what needs to be focused on right now. And it's this sense of healing and love that you really try to offer to other people, because you just love to see that connection and that appreciation in them, because it allows you that sense of value. You need to let yourself feel that value too. And what's going to happen is you're going to start to see it being returned to you, not just from yourself, but you're going to start to see it return to you from other people. It's like they're naturally just want to keep giving it. And that's the flow. That's the flow that's been looked for, or have been looking for, it feels like, for quite some time. And it's that flow that the soul needs to feel in harmony with that body. But it has to be started first within the self. Then it literally mirrors out, mirror reflects back into the universe, and other people start picking up on it, and it starts being brought back to you. And it's this beautiful cycle that your soul is ready to fit into. So that constriction or restriction, even if it was brought on by some kind of physical situation or difficulty, it's really reflecting the deeper emotional need that's needed right now. And it doesn't matter if there is a physical restriction, it's going to change the way that you view all of it, because you're going to be able to see that deeper layer of connection, and how what you're feeling is not going to be limited by what's happening physically. It will be a symptom of what's happening, and that's why you'll see that mirrored back to you when you do that healing technique for yourself.
I really feel with you too. I keep seeing, like, I'm literally seeing a gold glitter, like a gold glitter being thrown to me.
I definitely see gold here.
Yeah,
Definitely.
and it, for me, that is just such a healing energy. It is such a beautiful energy, basically saying that this is what your soul wants to reflect, your soul wants to show, not reflect even particularly to others, more so for you. It just feels like this is an energy of where it wants you to recognize that gold glitter within you. Like it just feels like this restriction that I feel, and again, it very well could be physical, but it keeps saying, don't let it hold you back, in a sense of not allowing yourself to expand. A lot of times we do get so caught up in our head and so caught up in our thoughts of, I can't do that. I can't do that. It's too late for me. I don't have the physical strength. I don't have this. I'm sick. Like, we make excuses, you know, and sometimes it's not an excuse. I don't mean it like that, but I do mean it in the extent that we think that we don't have enough energy to achieve what it is that we're trying to achieve. I mean, of course, there's going to be limitations always, but I just keep feeling like this restriction time, it's almost as though like this movement is being, or this restriction is slowly starting to come off, but it really truly wants you to see this absolutely beautiful energy that is within inside of you. Very it's so strong, it's like getting to know your soul again. Getting to know your soul again is what I keep feeling. I hope that's helped, and I hope that resonated with you. It's you know, when it comes to, you know, general readings, it can be difficult because, you know, we might be shown a whole bunch of things, and we have to kind of go with what Spirit is asking us to show you at that time, right? So yeah, I hope that
I hope she's,
what's that?
oh, this feels very supportive.
Okay, good. Yeah, I feel like it was so it was so important for you to know, like, I really just kept feeling like your soul wants you to grow. It wants you to know yourself, see that glitter, see that beauty that you have in you. Okay. Whether this is physical, emotional, all of it, like all encompassing beauty, that it wants you to really start understanding that it's always been a part of you. It's always been there. It's just time to unrestrict, like remove the restrictions from yourself in some way.
They are saying one thing. I'm just going to leave on this one. They're saying that there's a secret door behind the anger. So whatever that means, take it for what it is. But secret door behind the anger.
Yeah. So thank you so much, guys, for joining us today. Michelle, our beautiful moderator, thank you for everything you've done.
Thank you, love. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here.
Thanks, guys.
You're so welcome. Thank you for everybody for joining us today. Brandon, thank you for coming on to the show.
Pleasure.
And you guys can reach Brandon at thedreamteacher.com. Again, if you do want a personal reading, that's where you can reach Brandon, dreamteacher.com. His information is in the links or the description down below. You can contact me through oracleintuitions.com. I wish everybody a very, very, very happy Easter, a happy week, and take care, everybody. Thank you so much. Right. Bye.